Hey guys, and welcome to the Leftovers channel, where we review a whole bunch of different Mighty Max playsets. Today is a little bit of a special one. It's one that my brother had as a kid, and it's one that I was kind of envious of. It's this big, red, ugly head, Mighty Max Tangles with Lockjaw. So this head is bound in metal straps, there's gashes and scars, his teeth are yellow, he looks disgusting, he looks angry. But I do love the details of these horror heads where you can actually peek inside the playset itself. So through his teeth you get like a little gap into the playset inside, as well as through his eye. Those little touches I really do dig a lot with a lot of the Mighty Max horror heads. And I think with the horror heads, they are the small versions of the Doom Zone. So the Doom Zones were the slightly bigger Mighty Max playsets. And then you had the horror heads, which were a little bit smaller. So with the horror heads, if they have a few features that help you create an environment, a little bit like the Doom Zones could with the slightly bigger playsets, I really think like the horror heads that stand out the most to me are the ones that do a really good job creating that environment. So Mighty Max Tangles with Lockjaw did a great job as we open it up, creating like this little barn. So there are like bales of hay, there's straw, there's forks, there's ropes and lanterns and a scythe. And then on the bottom, we get like the biggest piece from this actual playset is the door that Big Red hammers his way through. So we only get one villain in this playset, Big Red, the axe-wielding psycho. And you can actually see like the iron bars across the small, tiny painted figure's face here as well. So in the comic for this actual playset, on the back of the card when we got the little comics with the figures, this guy, this maniac, Big Red, busts into the barn, and Mighty Max, after Mighty Max gets teleported there, obviously, and as he's swinging to hit Mighty Max, his axe gets caught in that big door piece, which is why I guess it's kind of significant. And Max uses that big door to like slam it shut, trapping Big Red, the axe-wielding psycho, inside forever, thus keeping the whole world safe. And the fact that that massive lock from the door hangs out over the head, like it's one of those play features that you can see from both the inside of the playset, but also on the outside, on the exterior of that playset. It's again, it's one of my favorites from when I was a kid. My brother actually got Mighty Max Tangles with Lockjaw at the same time I got Mighty Max Hammers the Axeman. So I only just kind of realized this while I was researching this episode, but there was a cartoon based off this particular playset, The Axeman Cometh. And I did talk about that episode a little bit when I reviewed this playset. It's on the channel, you can go check it out right now. This is easily one of my favorite horror heads, just because I love that massive swinging axe play feature on the outside. It's really kind of unique to this particular playset. But that cartoon, The Axeman Cometh, ended up inspiring Mighty Max Tangles with Lockjaw. So the cartoon kind of connects the fact that these two playsets, they really do end up complementing each other. We have got a chainsaw wielding and an axe wielding psychopath in two complementary playsets, enough for Mighty Max to take on and really test the abilities of the Mighty One. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in and checking out Mighty Max Tangles with Lockjaw. I love getting the opportunity to talk about some of my favorite action figures, and the Mighty Max series was a really big part of my childhood, and I guess now I get to collect both the figures that I got as well as ones that my brothers got. So I was really happy to be able to pick up Mighty Max Tangles with Lockjaw. It's again, it's one of those sets that I really distinctly remember because it's barn themed. It doesn't really fit in with much else, but it still had that Mighty Max Hammers Axeman playset as like this complementary set. So if you want to check out high quality pictures of the Mighty Max playsets that I have in my collection, as well as this new one, Mighty Max Tangles with Lockjaw, you can check them out on the Leftover Culture Review website, leftoverculturereview.com. I'll have the comic book over there as well. I'll have high definition images as well as this video. So if you want to find out more about the playset, you can do it over there. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll have the links down in the description for you to follow if you'd like to check them out. So thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, cheers.